You know what drives me crazy? Almost every money conversation eventually ends at the same sentence. Bro, at least buying a house is safe. It's like the default setting in our brains. No math, just a vibe. Owning a home feels like you've made it. It feels like stability. But let's look at what actually happens using a real example. I've got a buddy, let's call him Mike. Early 30s, bought the dream setup in the suburbs. Nice house, quiet street, everything you're supposed to have. On paper, he looks successful, like he figured life out early. But financially, that picture doesn't tell the whole story. The down payment completely gutted his liquidity. He wiped out his savings to get the keys. Now he's locked into a 30-year mortgage and the house is hungry. At first he's posting photos of the keys. Big smile, proud moment. Then reality shows up. The water heater blows, the roof needs a patch. Property taxes spike out of nowhere. Now every weekend he's at Home Depot, bleeding cash fixing things that break because, well, physics. Here's the thing, none of those costs show up on the Zillow estimate. We don't label them as losses, we call them investments. So it feels better. But psychologically, Mike's stressed. He's house poor. Now, compare that to another friend of mine. Same age, same income. He rents, his place is smaller. No massive yard. But you know what else he doesn't have? Surprise bills. He pays his rent. And that's the maximum his housing costs him that month. He's dumping money into index funds and broad market ETFs. And this is where people get tripped up. Buying a house feels productive because it's tangible. You can touch it, paint it, fix it. Buying shares of an S&P 500 fund? That feels like nothing. It's boring. But that boring money? It's actually working harder than the house is. And this is where the equity trap shows up. Homeowners love to say, I'm building equity. And yeah, you are. But think about how you're doing it. You're locking your money into something illiquid, something you can't easily touch, and you're still paying to maintain it the whole time. Meanwhile, the renter is building a portfolio. His money's compounding. Quietly. People love to say renting is throwing money away. That's just not true. Rent is the price you pay for flexibility. You are buying liquidity. You are buying the freedom to move without paying 6% in realtor commissions. So why is everyone obsessed with buying? Here's the uncomfortable truth. A lot of people buy houses without fully understanding the financial trade-offs. A mortgage is basically a forced savings account with a terrible return on investment. People buy because if they didn't, they'd just spend that money on cars or vacations. But if you have the discipline to rent and invest the difference, you often come out ahead mathematically. I'm not saying never buy a house. I'm saying stop treating it like a financial religion. For a lot of people, renting plus a solid dollar-cost averaging strategy creates more wealth and way less stress. It just doesn't look as cool on Instagram. So the next time someone tells you you're wasting money on rent, ask them, what was your CapEx on home repairs last year? Then just sip your coffee. Sometimes the smartest move is the one that no one else is clapping for. If you want more ideas like this, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to Growthpedia. And let me ask you something and be honest in the comments. Are you going to start investing today? Or are you still thinking about it? Either answer is fine. Just don't let autopilot decide for you. We'll see you in the next one.